ひまひ
もしもし。
大丈夫？
あ
私あれから変な気分になるの。
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Brittany, Eric, and Jum.
Hi, Jum.
What's up, Jum?
I'm not Jum.
Yeah, you
Yummy,
are.
no.
You know what?
Sure you
You're my
are.
chum Jum.
I've been waiting for
Am I even?
You're on.
for my start date, Tom, and you haven't given me one.
Well, you're back now.
It's true.
We're doing.
I thought I got myself banned again last show, but I guess not.
No, it went
I guess
pretty
I'm
well.
growing on
Yeah,
you.
I don't even remember what we watched last time, but I remember it went
One Man
well.
Force.
One Man Force, which
Oh, yeah.
you didn't like.
No, I didn't.
Now, I loved it.
Ugh,
Refrigerator Rage.
I don't like anything. It's
Yeah.
my new shtick.
Speaking of not liking anything, a new shtick where you absolutely despise everything.
Brand new. It's roughly 2 years old.
Okay. Well, today we watched Tetsuo the Iron Man from 1989, and it was Eric's pick this week for a shameful, shameful horror movie month in October. We have pissed on the grave of October.
What have we watched for October? The refrigerator?
We watched the
Blood Games, the refrigerator, and Don't Go in the House.
Don't Go in the House.
We're not doing so bad.
Blood Games. Blood Games was awful. And
I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not good movies, but we've watched them.
we did. We watched
we
movies in
sure
October.
were there, and
we-
they sure did
Let me
play.
tell you what. All right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about a great October Halloween
You say
movie.
Holy Mountain, I'm going to
Holy
stab you
Mountain.
with this pen.
Great Halloween family film.
Halloween Family. What's this, like Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus kind of thing?
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right. Okay.
Talking like the episode of Family Matters where Urkel's family dresses up like Tina Turner.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I think that was a dream you had.
I don't know. You never saw Urkel's family, so I think you're
yeah.
lying to me.
Listen,
Urkel didn't have a family.
Yeah, Urkel was abandoned.
He just lived in an alley and showed up at the
The Winslow House.
Winslow house.
the Winslows were family to him.
That's
yeah,
true.
exactly. Because family matters, guys.
Which is kind of fucked up because he really wanted to fuck what's her face.
Laura.
Wah.
Yeah, Lara. Okay, Eric. Why did we watch Tetsuo?
Yeah, why?
Why
Because
did
it's
we watch-
awesome.
Why did we watch? Okay, yeah. So both Eric and Jimmy have previously seen this. Brittany and I have not. Eric, why did you pick it though?
So I had seen this movie a couple of months ago. I went on a bit of a kick for Japanese cyberpunk movies, which really have more in common with like body horror than they do like what we consider traditional cyberpunk. And I had taken kind of an interest in it. I watched a couple movies, and they're fucking weird. I thought they're interesting. And I talked to Jimmy. I said, "Hey, Jimmy, have you seen this Tetsuo the Iron Man? You like weird garbage." And he said, "Yeah, I've seen it. It was great."
That's right.
So I figured I'd have him on for the podcast for Halloween because this is a horror movie I wanted to share with you folks.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And Jimmy, where did you see this movie first?
I saw this movie in college.
It was a college movie.
Yeah.
I figured this was a Mike Levesque special.
When I was getting exposed to all kinds of weird shit.
Like drugs and Tetsuo.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Plead. All right, Eric. What's it about?
Yes, tell me. Because I read the synopsis on IMDb, and then I was like,
So
I have my own idea.
that kind of makes sense.
I didn't read any.
I
Well,
understand.
as a high level plot.
Sure.
So there's this metal fetishist that lives in a dumpster. I don't know. It seems to be a dumpster, some sort of industrial waste
he
area.
lives in a
I don't
fucking
know.
scrapyard.
Brittany said that he lived in a dumpster, and it made me laugh, so I read it off my
He
notes.
lives
He's
in a
definitely-
fucking trash
He
heap.
lives in a terrible area.
It's
Just
definitely
like that
dumpster.
lady in the labyrinth.
But he's a weird metal fetishist, and he inserts a metal rod into his leg, and it gets infected with maggots. The maggots scare him, so he runs down the street and gets hit by a car like a dummy. And then the people that were driving the car take his body and dump it in the woods and fuck in front of him. And
Yeah, they do.
the guy turns into like this weird rust man who can like turn things into rusty metal. And then he also manages to infect the guy that had hit him. At least I think he intentionally infects him. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. He's trying to get his revenge on him.
Yeah, he's trying to get his revenge on the guy that hit him. And the guy that hit him turns into like this weird Iron Man.
But he has better metal.
Yeah.
Because he used a stainless steel razor.
as
So
the
he's
point of infection.
yeah. So he's a higher quality metal.
Yeah. So
See,
like
if
if
I'm,
you're,
if
So
I'm,
the
if I'm
Iron
talking
Man is
if I'm
higher
talking
quality?
metals here,
yeah. So if we're talking the best kind of metals,
If we're talking metal,
So if the
That metal.
metaler or the metal E has the higher quality metal.
the metal
the metal E has the better metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the least that could go right for him.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to be infected with metal, that it should be the best stainless steel.
If you're gonna buy a Japanese metal, man, make sure go stainless steel.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna rust on you.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess that's what it's about.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a very strange movie, but that's the most I could make out of it.
Yes.
what makes stainless steel stainless?
It doesn't stain.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
But why?
Jimmy, don't ask questions. It just doesn't stain. Buy some.
Yeah, exactly.
I have some.
This is
I actually bought
this is
Erik some
second-class
knives.
stainless steel.
Second class
Stainless steel knives for his housewarming.
You didn't do anything.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, the knives we gave Eric?
Yeah. Tom Brittany got me a nice set of knives.
Yeah, so we could cut the cheese at his house.
Anyway.
All right, let's
Erik
discuss.
has a bidet.
All right. Yes, Jimmy. Eric has a new house. It's got a bidet in it. Great.
I can spray my asshole all I like, and you can't.
Oh, you want to bet? I don't need a bidet
Yeah, okay,
for that.
Jimmy. I know you got a garden hose or a kitchen sink.
Don't
That's
make
not
those
the same
types-
thing.
Don't make those gambles on this show. Now let's
Oh, I love derailing your
let's
show.
talk about the
My
movie.
favorite thing.
Let's talk
Jimmy,
about
no.
Let's talk about the movie. All right. I'm going to go out and throw something that is maybe both the positive and the negative.
Go for it.
I kept laughing.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this movie's supposed to be funny.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's supposed to be funny.
I could go one way or the other. I have a feeling the people that made this are like weird metalheads that probably think it's funny. But
Let me
didn't
tell you
really
something,
do it to
Erik.
make-
They're
yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah.
I guess the end. I guess some of it was probably intentionally funny. Or
It's hard
maybe
to
it
say.
just seemed comedic because it was so over the top.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's too intense for its own good. It was too weird.
I was gonna say like the stop motion animation seemed really funny to me, and I don't think that was intended to be.
No,
Like
I
there's
bet-
something really goofy and silly about the stop
Well, it was
motion.
It was very low budget.
Yeah.
Oh, it felt that way. It felt low budget, and it felt like it was so grueling. Like this must have taken forever.
Oh yeah.
To do, and it must have been the worst time of everyone's life. That's the vibe I got watching this. Like no one had a good time.
You don't want to be covered in goo in an iron suit.
I mean,
and blood
maybe
for like hours on end. For
Not
a
in-
stop motion shoot.
not in this context. Oh my goodness gracious, that just seemed so like it would have been a terrible time. But I mean, it came out cool. But was it worth it? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was worth it? If everyone's in this movie, they watched it. If you took forever to make this and then you watched it,
I think there's probably a
Worth it.
pretty good cult following that the people who created this film are probably pretty proud of.
I would say that's very true.
Because I
feel
mean,
like-
this is considered like the forefather of this genre of movie. Mm-hmm. Like this is the one that really set it off as like a thing that people did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you have to really be specifically into this kind of movie to enjoy it.
Yeah. Which is why I think the IMDb rating is a little skewed. It's at like a 7. I don't know.
Nah, I know.
If you expose,
And I'll say that is not correct.
if you expose this to the full audience of people that would vote on IMDb, it would be much lower.
It would have
Yeah.
like a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe. If you're lucky.
It probably belongs somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna
that.
split the difference.
yeah, okay.
Split the diff.
Well, if I'm
Probably
talking
generous.
top movies ever made here,
God damn it, Jimmy!
I'm
No.
talking Holy Mountain.
God damn it!
Is Holy Mountain up there?
with the close second of Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Better.
Okay. All right, so I know what kind of movies you like. I know your taste. You're an idiot. And I'd also like to throw out there that this movie was icky, yicky, gross.
It was pretty gross. There was some maggots in it.
Yep, that makes it disgusting. Anyone else have any icky, yicky parts?
It
there's some goo.
reminded me of like Videodrome meets The Fly.
That's a really good way
Got
to
some
put it.
Cronenberg going
meets
on.
Cronenberg.
Definitely
There's
Cronenberger.
all-
Oh, I want a Cronenberger. Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah, it's. I think we actually had mentioned Cronenberger on a previous.
Have we? That's really disappointing.
I think
Moshi.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what would be on the Cronenberger?
Flies
Video drones and scanners.
and a history of violence. Okay. Anything else that anyone wants to throw out? Any questions or anything like that?
Anything.
Anything.
Positive or negative? Which direction do you want me to take this?
Well, just say something.
Let's do whatever. I don't think we're married to the format anymore.
No, just
Oh,
say
why?
something.
We're not married. What? I took
say
notes for
something.
Christ's sake.
Well,
That's
no, you can still
fantastic.
read them, but you can do it any order you want.
Yeah,
damn it.
Just we're talking about
Have
the
it
movie.
your
You
way,
know,
Jimmy. This
if I'm
is
gonna
like
be
Burger
on this
King.
show as a permanent member, I need to know when you're making changes like
I'll
this.
change the format whenever I want.
Yeah,
All right, so
you piece of shit.
Hey,
Reading the synopsis about 5/6 of the way through this movie,
What an interesting fraction.
was like, I don't feel this movie is fucking incoherent. I feel like it does a very terrible job at telling the story that it needs to tell, and that made it very hard for me to pay attention to it.
okay.
that's fair. I
Yeah.
think maybe that's what they intended to do, but that also means it's not really for a wider audience, and that's
Yeah.
probably working against it. Really.
I think that the foundational elements of the story were there, and you had to use your imagination to fill in the blanks.
Brittany is making the worst stink face I've ever seen in my life.
Tom wants me to die.
I was just like, I read the synopsis and I was like, I've been watching this for a good 45 minutes and nothing.
Well, so
I do have to say, after watching it a second time, it felt more coherent, but that's because I was able to fill in the blanks with stuff I had already seen.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see why watching this for the first time would be very confusing.
I didn't get them hitting him with the car and dumping his body as any clear part of the narrative of this movie at all.
No, because they wanted to go have sex.
I think
It
that was
was
the
just
inciting
like
incident.
it was just like there's a crazy guy with metal in his leg and maggots, and then there's another guy, and then he cuts himself shaving, and then madness ensues, and everything in between is just so vague.
Well, he so
to
there-
the
there
point
was
of
a
being
scene.
almost non-existent.
There was a scene, and it was quick, where it shows the metal fetishist stabbing him with something. I don't think he was aware. He
yeah.
implanted a metal something in him, and then I think
He
that
infected him.
and then the blood explosion started
Yeah.
happening.
Well, see, I thought it was from when he cut himself shaving.
No, because he had the thing coming out of his face when
Yeah.
he started to shave, and he pulled it out, and it blood exploded.
Yeah, he
I
already
thought
had
the
it.
shaving was before that.
No.
Yeah,
No,
see?
no, he had the metal coming out after the accident. But I mean, I think I'll go with that and say also that it made just enough sense to not make any sense.
Yeah.
It just completely fell apart because
Oh, this-
there are some elements I'm following along. I understand what's happening, but I
Yeah.
don't know why. Nah, there's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
At
like
an hour and
instead
seven.
of this movie going from A to B to C, this movie goes from A to Q to R.
Ew. I don't like that alphabet.
So
Yeah.
So here's something that I'm gonna go ahead and say.
Thanks for the
I'm trying to
warning.
figure out what's going on here.
All right.
Uh huh.
So the
Take
metal
your time.
fetishist, they hit him,
Yeah.
but then throughout the first half of the film, he's kind of is he inside of Tetsuo at
the
that
thing.
point?
We don't really know
because then
where
at one
he
point
is.
his girlfriend turns into a moldy bread, something like that.
Also
and
has
then-
a
and then the-
robot hand at some
and
point,
then the
and then
fetishist-
that goes away.
comes out of that moldy bread, and now you got some moldy bread.
Did the
that what
fetishist guy actually die?
No,
Don't think
Or
he
did he die and then become a crazy metal robot?
I think he
think,
implanted himself into Tetsuo, and then at the end,
Yeah.
the girlfriend is dead.
Oh, she is definitely
She
dead.
turns into moldy bread.
Yeah.
He takes this opportunity to morph himself from moldy bread into a human metal man
Yes. I can see
to
your understanding
fight-
is deep.
to fight Tetsuo, the other metal man.
Yeah.
But then they become one metal man,
But is
and
that,
then they're gonna take over the world.
But hold on.
I should point out the reason I picked this movie was so I could hear Jimmy try to explain it.
All right,
It's tired.
Wait, so
it's tired. It's tired.
just so
I would like to
tired.
play bed now.
yes, it is. It is tired. Okay, wait. So the last two people in the metal thing were Tetsuo and his lady, right?
I think that was him and the fetishist.
The fetishist
What,
and the
when they
lady
were-
became one at
No,
one point.
There was definitely a lady at some point.
Yeah, that was his lady.
like at the top.
Yeah, he
but I don't think it
screwed her
was
with
his lady.
metal drill
Who was
dick.
afraid of his dork screw?
I think it was the lady with the robot hand, because was that even his girlfriend?
No, the lady with the robot hand was.
She got like spine broken at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I think
She's dead. She's,
I think
she's
he
multi-bread.
She was
sneezed
in and
on
out.
her.
Yeah. she went moldy bread.
I think
I
he
don't
sneezed
know.
on her and she became a metal psychopath.
Oh, that might have been what happened. Like he
See, I
infected
get it.
her, and that may have. Okay, well that makes sense. But yeah, I thought that the fetishist and the lady became one there at the end because they were talking. Like, was that her face or was that his face?
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I think it was
he
two guy
absorbed
faces.
her?
Two guy faces. I don't know. That's what I thought.
Oh,
Two guy. Oh, at the very end when
Yeah,
they were
like-
a giant party float.
Like the yeah, when they were the parade float of
Yeah.
garbage trash.
No, it's
Fire.
no, yeah, it was Tetsuo, and while he's puking up fucking metal juice,
Yeah.
the fetishist is up top
And
talking about how they're going to take over the fucking world.
Yeah, but they
with
talk about their love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that was because of
Well, he was
his
trying.
lady.
Tom, two men who are actually made out of metal can love each other.
No,
Listen,
two metal
even-
men cannot love each
Even
other.
in Japan.
There was a point. There was a point where the fetishist was like, "Why are you resisting this?" And then finally Tetsuo gives up, and then they become one, and then they're going to take over the world. They're going to rust the shit out of planet
Planet
Earth.
Yeah, planet
That's a
Earth.
terrible plan.
Yeah, I mean,
But then
Well,
they don't
if-
really do anything. They
if
just kind
you-
of speed around like Dragon Ball Z or
Yeah.
some shit.
to Pee-wee's Playhouse theme music. But
Drill dick destruction.
that's what they should have called this.
I
That's
knew
what
I
it was.
wasn't gonna like this movie. This movie is just this type of movie is just not for me.
yeah.
Brittany hates
I kind
Like
of
a lot-
told Brittany that she was going to hate this,
Yeah,
and it was going to be
you
a waste of
knew.
her time.
We all knew. I
tell
just
you.
can't. It's hard for me to pay attention to movies where I don't like. I'm not engaged by the story or like the characters' struggles aren't like apparent.
This is very much like a style over substance.
Yeah, I'm not like that much of like visually. Yes, I'm a visual person, but not to that extent to where like I can forsake everything else and just appreciate the visuals. Like this was a total exercise in surrealism, which is just not for me. I don't really like Videodrome for the same reason. After a while, like after seeing weird shit is cool, but after a while, it's just weird shit.
Yeah, but it also it's on the director and the filmmakers to make you, like Jimmy actually said, and this does make sense, to kind of put your own shit in there. Like they're like, well, what do you think does this mean to this person? You know, like in Videodrome when he puts the tape inside of himself, you go, well, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? It took me like 8 times to watch that before I was like, okay, wait, maybe I am getting this.
Maybe
I don't get it.
Maybe he just wanted to play Back to the Future in his stomach.
Yeah, maybe he was really hungry.
Maybe he's just fisting himself.
Yeah, maybe you just wanted to see what was gonna happen.
Yeah,
Say we all have different theories about Videodrome.
I mean, I
All right.
enjoyed Videodrome much more.
that's it.
Then
We
I
watched
enjoyed
Videodrome. All right.
Should have did a double feature, body horror.
So, on the note of style over substance, can I lay some successes down?
Yes, please.
Okay. Because this movie was not all trash.
No.
Well, it was metal trash.
a lot
It
of
was-
metal.
yeah,
trash,
actually, it was all trash.
Yeah.
The soundtrack for this movie is an excellent industrial style score, like a really cool, like kind of mid '80s, like really hardcore industrial, like some Front 242 or like Nine Inch Nails type thing going on. It was very, very inspired and very appropriate for this movie.
Totally agree.
It's not often that I feel like the soundtrack to a movie is really tied to like the real feel of the movie. In this case, it really nailed it.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. It was very driving. It was probably some of the best parts. Like it gave the movie a better mood.
It's just a
Than
whole lot of
deserved.
grunting,
It was a lot of
There was a lot of grunting.
So, yeah, but,
like an inordinate amount.
all right, hold on. Everyone gets to do their own little grunt sesh. Eric, go. Okay, Jimmy. All right, Brittany. Brittany. It's a grunt session.
I know. I was waiting for Jimmy to shut the fuck up.
All right, here we go.
That's pretty good.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
So,
So we just grunt for the next
Can that be the new
hour.
intro?
grunt session. All right, we're done.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Studio Cellar.
Yeah, this is where this has gone. Trash.
Is that how you feel about me?
Yes.
Yeah. You can sit next to this episode in the moldy bread.
As if he hasn't made it apparent.
All right, this episode's gone moldy bread. Anything else? Anything else? Successes, failures, questions, confusions?
I'm going to use that from now on.
Well, this
Conversation has gone moldy bread.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that anyone wants to bring up before we talk about some favorite parts?
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, in terms of other stylistic successes.
Yes, please do.
I really like the black and white high contrast look. It gave it like a real like weird comic book feeling to it. And I think it really sat in well with, I think Jimmy had said about 500 times that these characters are going Super Saiyan. And it works.
Yeah.
I did feel like it made it hard to distinguish what a lot of things were.
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, for me personally, maybe I'm just becoming my fucking mom. I don't know.
Yeah, like,
No,
was it drool? Was it blood?
Next week, I won't
Was
be
it
able to
moldy bread?
understand British accents.
Yeah. That's all over. No, I liked. I mean, I think the black and white did this movie a service.
Yeah.
Because it may have been really confusing with color, like even more confusing than it was.
And it
I
would
wonder
have
I don't
looked
know.
terrible, I think, in color too.
I
Because
think
who
it
knows
would've
how good
looked
those practical
terrible.
effects really.
Yeah.
I wonder if they screened it in color and were like, nope.
May have gone too far. Eric, anything else?
Nope. In terms of successes.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the practical effects I think are really cool, but like I said, if they weren't in black and white, they would probably look terrible. Like, who knows how good any of those are? They probably look like really plasticky or
Yeah,
rubbery.
it did have some cool effects. One of my only favorite part was just an effect that I thought was cool.
Yeah. No, I mean that was definitely the movie's strength. Besides the soundtrack, was its visual appeal.
And one more thing.
Uh-huh.
It was short.
And we loved it. It was
It's only an hour long. I think most of movies of this genre tend to be like extremely tight, which is good because I think they would wear out their welcome very quickly.
I think it could have been tighter.
Yeah, I honestly think they could have cut a good 5 minutes out of this.
I was
A
gonna
good
say
5? Oh man, I was hoping for like a good 25.
I know. I was gonna say for the story that they had to tell, they really took their sweet time telling it.
And what's a bummer with that is because like I understand that our filmmakers understood everything they were doing, and they had a clear vision. This guy knew what he wanted to make, and I'm assuming that this was pretty close to what he had imagined it would be. It's just you left a lot of shit out for me, and you could have left more out, made less sense, and I probably would have liked it more.
True.
That's my perspective. All right, so favorite parts?
The big metal drill dick.
Okay, Beavis.
Well, we were actually talking about how this
dick.
movie would be great with some Beavis and Butthead riff tracks.
That would be a great time to watch this movie. So what was your favorite part about the corkscrew dick? What was your favorite part? Like, what was your favorite scene with the dick in it?
I might have to say when his girlfriend, I don't know if she falls on it or she sits on it or if it just goes crazy and has a mind of its own, but it just basically cuts her in half and blows blood all over the place.
Yeah.
Blood.
Blood.
Yeah, no, that was good.
I thought it was good.
That was, that was.
And then he puts her in the bathtub with some roses or some shit. I don't know.
Which
We
is
know how
Jimmy's
you feel
favorite
about
part.
that.
I thought he killed her with that drill bit dick like 50 times. And
Yeah,
then
no
she was
kidding.
just like still alive. I was like, you literally just got drilled through the stomach with like a 4-foot fucking drill. I don't get it.
4-foot dork.
Yeah. Cockscrew.
Yep.
My favorite part was, I honestly don't remember if it was the metal fetishist guy or our main character, but somebody's hand like started to like bust off, and then like a drill bit type thing came out of their like wrist, and I thought that was pretty disgusting.
The fetishist, I think.
Yeah,
the
that was kind of cool.
fetishist.
That was cool. Yeah, I'd say overall that was something that kept me. The only thing really that kept me engaged in the movie was seeing what they would do next visually with special effects.
Favorite parts?
Yep.
The only favorite part I really have written down for this movie, which is weird because I like this movie. I don't necessarily have any favorite parts. My favorite part is just something Brittany said, which it was in the first 2 minutes of the movie. You idiot, that's what happens when you live in a dumpster.
Oh, about his fucking maggot leg?
Yeah.
I was like, you fool.
Why would you
That's
do
what
that?
happens when you live in the dump and you shove trash into your leg.
It's where maggots live.
I'm surprised he was able to run.
I honestly don't blame
metal
anyone
piece
for
of
fucking hitting
rebar
this
in
guy
his
with
leg.
their car.
All right, so do we want to rate it? So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm gonna
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right, let's rate Tetsuo the Iron Man 1989. Who wants to begin?
I can go.
All right, Eric.
I give it a fuck yes.
Oh, fuck yes. Holy
yes.
shit.
Well, I watched this movie and I knew I liked it up front.
Okay.
This is one of the cases where I do appreciate the style over the substance, and I can kind of ignore the fact that the movie makes no fucking sense to me. I like the way it looks. I like the sound. The movie just, in terms of horror, the first time I watched this movie, it made me feel weird. Which is what I look for in my horror. I don't necessarily look for actual scares or anything. I look for something that just makes me feel really uneasy, and this did that the first time. This time it was actually just felt really silly because I was watching it with a group of friends, and we could all save ourselves from how scary it was going to be for me. But it's just, I don't know, this movie puts me just in the right place in terms of a horror movie, and I can't say that I'm quite smart enough to understand the actual cyberpunk themes and what they're trying to convey. I know there's a lot underneath the covers there. There's been a lot of analysis done. Who knows how valid any of it is? It could just be masturbation over the craft. But I don't know. It's something I happen to do enjoy, and I wouldn't expect anyone else to, because you shouldn't.
Jimmy, what about you? Since you've seen this before.
I'm gonna give it a fucking gnarly.
Okay.
Okay, brah.
All right, bro. Why?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, Brittany.
Wait, hold on. Can I change my answer to I don't know?
No, I don't know because it's not. It's like gnarly.
That's actually
I don't know because it's like gnarly. You are a true butthead.
The
Synopsis of this episode is just going to be,
I think that's
Oh,
a
no.
fair
quote,
answer.
it's like gnarly.
No, I mean it's gnarly in the sense that it's like
Radical?
gross,
Oh.
gross, and like
Pubular?
pubular, but gnarly in the fact that I got to relive something that I watched 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we've hit the 10-year mark.
I'd
It's
say
the
so.
10-year
How does
anniversary.
it hold up for you?
I don't remember it at all
Okay.
This time or the first time?
from the first time.
Okay.
Going into this time, I didn't really remember any of it.
So nothing felt familiar.
Not really.
Oh, okay. So you never saw it.
Pretty much.
If you watched it and you don't remember anything, it means you didn't see it.
Well, I remember some things. I remember he had metal.
Oh, okay.
He had metal that came out of his skin.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I don't. You know, I'm surprised I didn't remember the big metal drill dick though.
Yeah, I'd expect you to be talking about that every day.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was pretty prominent.
It was big. Brittany, what about you?
I have to give it a fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay.
Yeah, these types of movies just aren't for me. I feel like maybe when it came out, I feel like I've been so jaded to like horrifying things and like weird shit, and like so I don't get that uncomfortable feeling that you were talking about. So it's hard for me to appreciate.
Some movies that make you uncomfortable.
Oh, I bet. So I can't really appreciate things based just on that. I'm like too jaded, I feel. Maybe if I had seen it like in 1989 when it came out, it would have like blown my mind. And again, I'm not like one of those elitist like film people who just like masturbate for the craft, you know?
Crafterbait, yeah.
Yeah, crafterbait.
Crap.
So I honestly wouldn't even be able to get that analytical or anything about it, so I have to pass.
Yeah.
But if you love body horror and you just love like weird fucking surrealist movies that don't really make sense, then you would probably love this.
Yep. Yes, you. We're talking to you.
Yep,
You know
right
who you
there.
are, John.
Yeah.
Our one listener named John is going to freak the fuck out.
I'm gonna give it a fuck off because it just was. I feel like I'll remember that I watched it. I feel like slowly but surely over time I will lose the visuals. Maybe like Eric, like I know there's a lot going on here. I know there's a lot, and I know whoever made this had a lot going on. and that the complexity of that person's life and thoughts have come through, and I don't understand them.
Yeah, like you were saying, I'm sure there's like some deeply analytical discussions that could come from this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for
But
sure.
this isn't the podcast for that.
I am not
so-
smart enough for that.
No, I'm going to fully admit it. So it basically comes down to, I thought it was cool looking. I didn't understand it. Like,
Yeah, well, we're normal bad movie watchers,
Yeah.
right? B movie watchers. So, I mean, we're nothing special. We're second class.
Is this movie considered a B movie, or is it more of like a cult film, like with a weird subsect of a following?
I'd say it's a B.
yeah.
Actually, after I said it, I'm not
mean-
sure I agree with it.
Well, play it pretty fast and loose here with the whole term B. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's more of like a type of movie than a specific genre.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Same thing with like indie music. Like indie is like independent, but like it's just more
Also a
associated with
genre.
a certain sound now. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nice
I will
comparison.
say,
Okay.
after watching this film, I have a true understanding now of what Tom's insides look like and feel like.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a perfect representation of what it's like
This is actually just a documentary about diverticulitis.
in my guts. My verticulitis.
The story of Tom's
autobiography.
guts.
It's my auto bio. My vertic.
It's just that picture of you in the hospital bed with the sunglasses.
So good. But yeah, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I thought of some more restaurants.
What?
Oh, some more restaurants to rate on our restaurant chain
Oh,
review.
okay. Good. All right.
Yeah,
Well, what,
so,
what are we reviewing today?
What?
Perkins.
So
Oh, fucking Perkins. Yuck.
Never
that
heard of
doesn't even
Perkins.
rank on the list.
I never even heard of it.
You never heard of Perkins?
I never even heard of it.
IHOP.
This place isn't even decorated.
IHOP? I mean, you're...
Are we going to consider that a chain?
International House of Piss.
Are we? No,
that's it.
Are we talking dinner restaurants, or is everything on the board here?
I mean, I'm talking...
Listen, if we're talking dinner restaurants,
oh, yeah.
IHOP's up there. Okay, don't get me wrong.
IHOP serves dinner.
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Well-
You got a first date. You got date one. You bumbled a lady, and you go. I'm taking you to the IHOP, lady.
That's illegal. You should never bumble a lady.
Well, you can bumble them, and you can Tinder them. You know, right?
Grab them by the bumble.
Yeah. You grab the lady right by the bumble, and you take her to the IHOP.
Oh, Bumbles.
Take her to Longhorn Steakhouse.
Give her a nice rodeo
Oh yeah,
chicken
did we
sandwich.
say? I just missed that. What did you say?
I don't know. Go. What are you gonna say? Just say what you're gonna say.
I say, what about Longhorn? We didn't talk about Longhorn.
Longhorn's all right. It's better than the Outback. What do you think?
Oh,
I've never been to
shit.
Longhorn.
I don't know.
These
You
days,
never been to
I
Longhorn?
love
we went to
a
Longhorn.
bloomin' onion.
Yeah, fuck a bloomin' onion.
No, don't fuck a bloomin' onion. You'll get grease stains all over your pants.
Yeah,
we
but
went to
it'll be so soft.
Longhorn a couple weeks ago for like the first time ever.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, was it like 3 weeks ago?
That was got to be like 3 months ago. At the fucking very least.
Time is a man-made illusion. Fuck you.
That was 2 years ago, dog.
Longhorn's been closed for 10 years.
Longhorn.
But yeah, my point was that it was better than I imagined it
Oh, yeah.
being.
No,
I thought it was going to be garbage, and it was
decent.
not.
Oh, they have pretty good
garbage.
steak.
It's better than the Outback.
When I was going down to Virginia, there was a Longhorn, and I'd go make work pay for my steak.
Okay. That's the best story I've ever heard. We're going to stop there.
Wait,
Wait,
no,
I do
not
just
done.
want to say that the Outback Steakhouse, now their mashed potatoes taste like they come out of a plastic bag. So skip it.
I stand corrected. That was the best story I've ever heard.
Wait.
I
Yeah, we have time for one more story, Jimmy. What is it?
have time to tell it again if you want.
That's quite all right. I've got it recorded for the rest of time. Jimmy, what's your last story?
Did I mention that I make work pay for my steak?
God damn it. You know, that's the worst story I've ever heard. And you've been listening to Second Class Cinema.
Wait, no, I'm not done.
And we're
Well,
sorry.
And yeah, so go to Facebook, facebook.com/Second Class Cinema. Jimmy, I'm not
Did
gonna
we
let you
talk about TGI Fridays?
a long time ago, Jimmy.
Oh, thank God.
A long time ago we did this. But if you'd like to listen to the show somewhere else than where you're listening to us right now, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, secondclasscinema.com, followingfilms.com, and reach out to us on Twitter and Instagram.
Can we talk about
And Facebook.
pizza chains now?
Yes, let's do pizza chains.
All right, let's rate the big ones.
Papagino's is
Papagino's
the
is the
only
best.
papa that matters.
It's true.
Yeah, fuck my other dad. Papa John. He's been like a third dad to me.
Like a fucking redheaded
Who's your second
stepdad.
dad?
Who's my second? Papa Gino.
Well, who's your first dad?
Stanley. Stanley's my first dad.
Papa Stanley.
Oh my God!
He
Bye.
doesn't make pizza.
I can't imagine Stan's ever made a pizza in his life.
I bet you Stan's made a pizza and he threw it at the wall.
Yeah, that's well.
he
That
got-
doesn't count as making a pizza if you fuck it up and you throw it at a
I
wall.
hope you
No,
got that on video.
Stan started making a pizza, and then he probably tried to put a second meat topping on it, and then Angela fucking said something, and then he
yeah.
got pissed off.
And then he never ate again.
never.
To prove a point.
Yep. He never ate another pizza again. That's the man I learned from. All right, we're done.
Wait. What about Chinese restaurants?